We're going to begin our lesson by reviewing what we learned last week. So last week we learned that the shorthand tells us the hour and the longhand tells us the minutes. Hour is a shorter word than minutes, so I know the shorthand tells me the hour and the longhand tells me the minutes. We focused on what the clock says when it's pointing straight up to that 12. Who remembers our chant? When the big hand's on the top, we know it says o'clock. When the big hand's at the top, we know it says o'clock. So right now it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Now let's go back and review how to write this time digitally. Step 1 was to look at the hour because that's how we always start. So the hour is my shorthand. What is it pointing at? The 5. So I'm going to write 5. Step 2 is writing our 2 dots. Dot, dot. And step 3 was writing the minutes. Who remembers what the minutes are when it's pointing straight up? 0, 0. And 0, 0 is o'clock. 5 o'clock. Today we're going to learn what our clock says when the big hand is pointing straight down to the 6. Let's get started. Okay, so what time is it? Let's follow our steps to find out. Step 1, write the hour. Is the hour the shorthand or the longhand? The shorthand. And the shorthand is pointing to the 4. 4. Step 2, draw your dots. 1, 2, and then step 3, write your minutes. I know that when it's pointing up to the 12, when the longhand is pointing up to the 12, it's a 0, 0, and it says o'clock. But what does it say when it's pointing to the 6? We need to count by 5s to find out, and we start at the number 1. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around. 40, 45, 50, 55, and this is actually 60, but we say 0, 0. All right, so how many minutes have passed when the long hand is pointing to the 6? 30. So it's 4:30. The time is 4:30. Another way of saying this is that it's 4:30. The reason people say 4:30 is because it's halfway around the clock. What time is it now? Let's follow our steps to find out. Step 1, look at the hour. The hour is the shorthand. You'll notice that the hour is kind of pointing in between 9 and 10. And whenever the shorthand is pointing in between 2 numbers, you always go to the number before it because it hasn't made its way to the 10 yet. It's not yet 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. So our hour is 9. Then we draw our 2 dots, 1, 2. Now we look at our minutes. Our longhand tells us our minutes. Where's our longhand pointing to? The 6. But remember, when we're doing minutes, we have to make sure we're counting by 5s. And when we count by 5s, when we get to that number 6, it's a 30. So it is 9:30 or 9:30. What time is it now? Let's follow my steps to find out. Step 1, the hour. So it's between the 10 and the 11. Remember, it hasn't made its way all the way to 11, so it's not 11 o'clock. It's on the 10. It's 10. So our hour is 10. Step 2, draw our dots. 1, 2, and step 3, the minutes. The long hand is pointing to the 6, and I know when it points to the 6, it's 30. And it's halfway around, so it's 10:30 or 10:30. Okay, guys, this is one of my favorite games to play in the classroom. I've actually been playing it with my students for 11 years, guys. This game has been around for a long time, and it's called Stop the Clock. Maybe you've already played it before. It's lots of fun. And basically, you're trying to go as fast as you can to identify numbers, and every time it keeps log of how fast you went the time before to see if you can beat it. Here, go to Google, type in Stop the Clock, and it's literally the first thing that pops up. Stop the clock, teaching time. Then you hit play and be ready, because as soon as you hit play, the clock starts. You see it already started ticking. I'm already at 2 seconds. Ah! Okay, this is shorthand is at 4, longhand is at 12, so I know that says 4 o'clock. Got it. Shorthand is at the 1. When it's longhand's at the 12, it says 1 o'clock. Got it. This one, shorthand's at 3, the longhand's at 12. I know that says 3 o'clock. In between the 7 and 8, so I know I have to go to the number before 7, and then the 6 is 30, so 7:30. And then this one is 11 o'clock. And then I hit stop the clock. It took me 36 seconds. Let's see if I can go faster. One more time. Play again. So last time it was 36 seconds. I'm trying to beat it this time. All right, 10 o'clock. Got it. 7 o'clock. 11:30. 9:30. I'm getting nervous. 4:30. Stop the clock. Guys, 19 seconds. Woo! Okay, for this next game, I'm going to go to ABC Yaw. Guys, ABC Yaw sometimes tries to get you to sign in. You do not have to sign in. I don't have a user account. You don't need one either. That's just to get a premium membership that we don't need. So when you come to ABC Yaw, you're going to search Learn to Tell Time. You're going to search Learn to Tell Time. And it's going to be this game right here. We got to wait for it to load. Okay, I'm going to hit 1. And then make sure you hit the analog clock. Hit the analog clock and then hit the arrow. It's going to come down. All right. They want you to set the clock to 2 a.m. So you have to move the minute. So I've got to go around. I'm at 1 p.m. Oh, goodness. Now I'm at 2 p.m. But I have to go to 1. I wonder if I could just change it. Yep, I can. So I got to make sure I'm right at 2 a.m. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so in today's independent practice, it says, draw and write the time half past the hour. So here in this small little circle, they've told you the hour. So it's 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And now they want you to draw it half past 5 o'clock. So you're going to be drawing 5:30. But before we do that, I want to show you what happens as our minutes go to the 6. Okay, so in the problem we just looked at, we're at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And they want us to draw it half past. So watch what happens to my minute hand as I go to the 6. What do you notice that minute hand doing? It's starting to move. It's no longer right on the 5. It's a little bit past the 5. It's between the 5 and the 6 now. So make sure that when you draw that, it shows it that way. Make sure you're going a little bit past the 5. It's going a little bit past the 5 because it's getting closer to our next hour, 6 o'clock. All right, I'm going to follow my steps. Step 1, draw the hour. Now remember, the hour is your shorthand, so I'm going to make it short. And I'm going to make it so that it's in between the 5 and the 6. And then my longhand is going to go on the 6 because remember, we're drawing 5:30. Now to write my time digitally, first I write the hour, 5, my 2 dots, and then I write the minute, which is 30, because you know the 6 is 30. It's 5:30. I'm going to be sending out this paper to your parents. Cut out the hands and practice telling time. Practice making time. Have someone tell you 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30, and you practice making that time on your analog clock. Just like with all math, practice, practice, practice makes perfect. So make a game out of it, make it fun, and I can't wait to see how you do with telling time. Bye guys, see you later.